Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about 15 honest pros and cons of living in Los Angeles, California. Found a very interesting article. I'll put the link in the description and let's get into it right now. Alright, are you thinking of moving to Los Angeles? We've been fortunate enough to call this city home and wanted to provide a comprehensive list to the honest pros and cons of living in Los Angeles, California. Well, number one, there's always something to do. When you live in Los Angeles, you'll quickly learn that it's hard to justify staying home because there's always something going on. There's tons of exhibits, museums, festivals, and not to mention the beaches. But two, Los Angeles is a city of artists and dreamers. If you're moving to Los Angeles, you're moving to a city full of artists, dreamers, and doers, which contributes to the endless world-class entertainment opportunities at your fingertips every day of the week. People move to Los Angeles to pursue a career outside the 9-to-5, like acting, writing, and other creative fields. If you're at a phase in your life where you're questioning your office job and want to pursue something outside, LA is a great place to start because you'll always have access to a ton of opportunities, connections, and like-minded folks. Number three, there's plenty of outdoor recreational opportunities. Living in Los Angeles means you're surrounded by beautiful beaches, breathtaking mountains, and expansive deserts in every direction. If you're in an adventurous mood and would like to venture a bit further out, you'll find you're not too far from some of California's most epic national parks. Number four, the food scene is incredible. You probably won't be surprised to learn that Los Angeles is consistently ranked as one of the best food cities in America, home of both Michelin star restaurants and phenomenal cheap eats. It's safe to say that you'll never go hungry while living in LA. Both locals and visitors agree that the food scene in Los Angeles is incredible and varies from one neighborhood to the next, and you won't have a hard time finding a great variety of ethnic cuisines. All right, number five, work-life balance. Unlike large cities in America, such as New York, living in Los Angeles doesn't feel as stressful, even though it has the potential to. I think the close proximity to the beach reminds folks to keep priorities straight and to clock out at a reasonable hour. You won't find the city streets full of stuffy suits because most folks don't work standard office jobs, as mentioned earlier. The healthy work-life balance is a major perk in living in Los Angeles. Number six, pleasant weather year-round. Perhaps one of my favorite things about living in LA is the pleasant year-round weather. It's hard to complain about living in a city that has an average of 284 days of sunshine a year. Winter temperatures average highs of 69 degrees and summer temperatures average 80 to 85 degrees. The weather is tolerable year-round and allows you to enjoy the great outdoors and meet with friends for after-work drinks regardless of the season. Another perk of living in LA is the city doesn't get too humid and muggy. And if you've ever lived in a muggy city, you know exactly how big a perk this is. Number seven, Los Angeles is diverse. Hands down, my favorite thing about living in LA is the diversity. It's one of the few US cities where there's no ethnic majority. 48% of residents identify as Hispanic, Latino, and 28% identify as white, making Los Angeles one of the most diverse cities in the country, second only to New York City. You will meet the most interesting people while living in Los Angeles. As I mentioned earlier, the city is full of dreamers and doers, and everyone is chasing a dream. The entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well and was a strong factor in our decision to move to Los Angeles. Number eight, LAX Airport. LAX is the second largest airport in America and gives you access to almost every destination in the world. With more than 101 domestic routes and 85 international routes, you won't find yourself needing to transfer much flying out of LAX. Okay, let's get into some of the cons of living in Los Angeles. Number nine, the job market. The unemployment rate in Los Angeles clocks in at nearly 11%, effectively making it one of the worst cities for finding a job. Frankly put, there aren't very many viable job opportunities in Los Angeles, and that's one of the major deterrents for people considering moving to Los Angeles. Number 10, lack of public transportation. Make no mistake, you'll absolutely need to have a car for daily life in Los Angeles. The lack of public transportation is striking. I've never found it easy to get from point A to point B using public transportation, which is why so many folks end up bringing their cars when moving to LA. There's a reason the roads are as congested as they are. You'll need a car while living in Los Angeles, no doubt about it, and it actually gets worse because California gas prices are some of the most expensive in the country. Number 11, the high cost of housing. Moving to Los Angeles and planning to buy a home? You'll quickly learn how challenging the housing market in Los Angeles is. Housing tends to be the highest expense in most cities, and LA is no exception. The median price averages around $750,000, and a one-bedroom apartment is going for around $2,300 per month. Los Angeles is one of the most expensive cities in America for home buyers. Housing aside, daily life in Los Angeles is also expensive. You can expect to pay more for groceries, haircuts, entertainment, etc. Los Angeles is considered one of the most expensive cities in the country for a reason. Number 12, everything is spread far apart. Los Angeles is a massive city that spreads over 500 square miles, which means neighborhoods are spread quite far apart, and you'll be driving everywhere you go. This only adds to the number of hours you'll be spending in a car while living in Los Angeles. I often joke that there's no difference between a friend that lives 15 miles away and one that lives in another state. Because of the traffic, you'll ensure that you visit them no more than twice a year. When living in LA, you quickly learn to keep social engagements as close to work and home as possible, because how far apart things are is a true disadvantage to living in LA. 13, Los Angeles traffic is some of the worst in the country. The best piece of advice I received before moving to Los Angeles was to live within the city limits or choose a neighborhood close to work, because traffic will take up too much time otherwise, and man, does that advice ring true. LA's nightmare traffic is known the world over. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Year after year, Los Angeles is ranked one of the 10 most congested cities in the country, with an estimated 103 hours a year spent in traffic for the average commuter. After living in LA, you'll quickly learn to give yourself plenty of time to get from point A to point B. The constant traffic, which is not just confined to the freeways, mind you, is one of the biggest cons of living in Los Angeles. Oh, and don't even get me started about the smog. You'll want to prepare for both while researching whether you should be moving to LA or not. However, with many Teslas and electric vehicles on the roads, the smog has got better. 14, high state income taxes, clocking in at an arresting state income tax up to 13.3%. It's no secret that California taxes are among the highest in the nation. The taxes should be taken into strong consideration while researching if moving to Los Angeles is right for you, because they will greatly cut into your overall take-home pay. 15, homelessness. Time and time again, Los Angeles consistently ranks as one of the worst cities in America for homelessness. And it's true. You can't live in LA without seeing the detrimental effects of homelessness around you. I'll be the first to admit I don't know what the right solution for homelessness is, but I want to be transparent about it for anyone considering moving to Los Angeles. The discrepancy between the haves and the have-nots is painstakingly clear on the streets and painstakingly impossible to avoid. Okay, here is the post summary of the 15 pros and cons of living in Los Angeles. Really 8 pros and 7 cons. There's always something to do. LA is full of artists, pleasant weather year-round, incredible food scene, healthy work-life balance, outdoor recreational opportunities. Los Angeles is diverse. there's a great airport, the job market, lack of public transportation, high cost of living, nightmare traffic, the urban sprawl, California state income tax, and homelessness. Okay, there you have it. I hope you make your decision wisely on whether moving to Los Angeles is right for you. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and also comment below if there are any other observations that I did not make in this video. I would love to hear about it. And if you're thinking of moving to Los Angeles and have any questions about real estate, please reach out to me, send me a text, email, or call, and I would love to help you find your dream home. Thanks for watching, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Take care.